Hi, good morning. It's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is coffee with your kids. Well, I think, when you say the word coffee with someone, that means you go someplace and like a coffee shop or restaurant that offers the coffee but more than the coffee, it's the talking you do over the coffee. And for some reason, just the coffee going to a coffee shop or a restaurant that offers coffee without a lot of expectations of you buying a lot of expensive food is a good way to get to know people and to start to talk. For some reason, the coffee and the setting helps you to talk and open up and share. And you I think you see that when you actually you gather around the coffee pot at your work. You go out for coffee with your colleagues or your friends or your family, and it's good because the coffee is like a reason to be at this place, right? And coffee isn't extraordinarily expensive, right? You usually can get it for fairly reasonable. Nowadays, some of it's kind of pricey, but it isn't as pricey as a meal. And then the thing with the meal is, if you're expecting to talk a lot over a meal, that's nice. That's nice too, except there's usually you're ordering, you got to look at the menu. You're spending a lot of time looking at the menu, deciding on what to have, and then there's like a server kind of coming and going, kind of breaking into your conversation, right? They bring your water, they ask you what you want, you got a drink, you want an appetizer, you want a meal, then they're kind of checking up on you as you're eating, and that constant checking up in a restaurant meal it ruins the flow of your conversation unless you're disciplined, and over time you'll probably get better at convert conversation in a restaurant setting. But I'm just suggesting that the coffee part, because there's nobody really coming around and asking you if you want more coffee, because of the coffee shop, you probably got to go and get it yourself, right? So it's the coffee idea is better for conversation, and there's nobody there depending on your table for their livelihood. Kind of, how they're kind of hustling you out of there. They want to get to the next. They want you gone so they get somebody new, and they want your tip. But the coffee shop, it isn't set up that way. It's built for you to linger and stay and not spend a lot of money. So that's why I would recommend, if you want to get to talking with somebody, you go to a coffee shop, not a restaurant. So getting back to the coffee with the kids, with your kids, are at some point when they become teenagers, you're busy, they're busy, you're happy that they're growing up and they don't need so much of your constant care and doing for them all the time. They're happy to be growing up and learning about the world and involved with activities and friends and other things. That's why this going out for coffee idea with them is so critical for you to play to continue to be a part of their lives, and to continue to guide them, and to continue to show them how much you care about them and how much you want the best for them, and that you're willing to do this and spend time. And on the converse, they have to have the time to do this too. And I started this idea when my son was 16. When he was 16, he ran away. I had to take him from his mother for a variety of reasons. And if you've read my book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man with the 3-Step System, my wife was a very harsh woman on me, and that's why I left. And then the kids stayed with her, and eventually she turned her harshness on them, and then I had to take my son and then my daughter, and eventually came to be with me. And so anyway, prior to my son being 16, I never did this coffee shop idea with him. But when he came to be with me, and he started to thrive, he was under the kind of the harsh rules of his mother up till then, and not really enjoying life that much. Everything was a struggle and difficult. And with me, it was more, he thrived. He definitely thrived, and he got his schoolwork improved. He had a lot of friends, girlfriend, started working, sports, other school related activities. And so, he didn't have a tremendous amount of free time, but I still wanted to know what was going on, and I was watching him and doing all the mom and dad stuff at home, the cooking and the cleaning and the groceries and the taking care of the home, so he could do his thing, and he didn't have to be a mother to himself. I did the mothering and the fathering. And the point of all this is that I started saying, maybe we could get together, let's go to the coffee shop and talk. And when you have time, right? So it'd usually be a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. There might be a little time, right? Maybe Saturday afternoon or Sunday. He would have time, and we went to the coffee shop, and I would bring paper and pens, and I would, we'd just start out talking, and I would get a good handle on what he was thinking during this coffee with my son, and then we shared, and I would depending on what he was up to at that time, I might have some story from my past with the idea of, man, that was really a big mistake that I made, son. Maybe if you hear this story from me, you can avoid making this kind of mistake in the future yourself. So I'll be sharing those types of stories, or as I'm learning things from other people, good ideas that might not work for me at this time, they might work for him. Career ideas, business ideas, investment ideas, time management ideas, fun ideas, things to go on vacation, things you might want to think about over the time. And I cherish this time with him, and I think he does too. And kind of toward the end, there'd probably be a time limit. Somebody's going to have to go to the bathroom from all that coffee. Somebody probably, he's probably got something. If it's a Saturday afternoon, he's probably got something Saturday night to do. So there'd be a limit on the time, but we would, getting out of the house, if we're in the house, well, Bobby, now if he's got nothing to do, he'd probably rather be playing a game, or he'd probably be rather taking a nap, or he'd probably feel the need to do some homework, or something like that, right? When you're at home, and then I'm at home, and I'm thinking, man, I got a mountain of laundry to do, I really should go to the grocery store, I got to cook up a bunch of things, I've got a lot to do at home. When you're at home, the home isn't that conducive for long talks until you make it a priority. And that's why the beauty of leaving the home is the priority now is the talk, not the laundry, not the game, not the homework, not that I'm exhausted and want a nap. Well, I've overcome the exhaustion by having the coffee. I don't have a pile of stuff staring me in the face at home that I should be doing. The son, you don't have his backpack full of homework that's staring him in the face that he should be doing. It's more conducive to learning about your kids and helping them and getting to know them better. And then we would always kind of, toward the tail end of this conversation, I'd pull out a piece of paper and have him write all the things that he wants to accomplish, like your to-do list, and not like, brush your teeth and take a shower, more like, I really got all, in high school, I got all this homework I got to finish by X, or study for that test, or I really want to buy this, or I really want to do that, or there's something I need to do, like, get ready for a driver's test, or look for a part-time job, or that type of thing. And what I would normally do once we got on a roll with this is I would keep this list, and I keep them still in my planner book from the time I started this until now. I have not thrown a single one of those papers away. They're papers that fit into my planner book, or I have a little clip, a thing I can make the holes to fit in my planner book, and I just keep it. And then you put the date on it. They have their lists. Maybe I write a couple things that I think he ought to work on, and then he writes a bunch of things he wants to work on. And then we started to try to do this on a monthly basis. Like I said, he's busy, I'm busy. It's not like we got time to go out to coffee every couple of days, or even every week. That would be too much, right? That's too much. You don't want to do that. And so that's the beauty of making the list, is now a month later, we do the same thing. We go to a nice coffee shop, have coffee, talk, what's going on, how's everything, and making sure he's got nothing, no major problems, or if he does, how can I help? And then toward the end, we pull out the list. I pull out the list from last time. He looks it over and says, I did check some things off. I did all this, I did this, I did that. I guess I really don't need crosses off. I really don't need to do that. But yeah, these things that I wanted to do, I didn't do them last month, but I think I want to do them this month. So you write them down again, and he's got a few more ideas. So another list, put the date on, and then say, yep, that's good. We've accomplished a lot, and that went on every month or so since. And now he's 25. We've been doing this all this time. Now, over these last number of years, it isn't every month. He doesn't have enough time to do it every month, but maybe every couple of months we do this. Every couple of months. And of course, he's learned the to-do list idea from this, and that's what he does with his personal. So yes, the list that I keep for him is redundant. He has his own to-do list, and he's very productive in time management and gets a lot done. But the point is, it's something we do, and it's helped him. And so this, like I said, this started when he was 16, and now he's 20, well, not 25, 26. And he's got lots going on, and we don't have time to overdo this, and he doesn't need this that much, but we still like to do it. It's a fun thing, and he looks forward to it, and I look forward to it. like I said, but then, when he came to me when he was 16, and then 6 months after that, my 12-year-old daughter, she came to me for a variety of reasons. That her mother just wasn't good for her either, and I was starting to see the success with this coffee idea with my son, and I kind of got going with her on it too. Not like a 12 or 13-year-old girl, they're gonna like the fancier coffee, right? The sugary Starbucks and all the stuff that you add to it. So it's more expensive, but it's still a $6 coffee and her $6 coffee and my $2 coffee is still a lot less than a restaurant meal. And the point isn't the drink, the point is the talk. And that doing that with her, that really helped her too. That we get out of the house. If we're at home, still got meals to prepare. I've still got laundry to do. I got to keep the place clean. I still got to hustle off to work most days. She's got school all week. She's got a bunch of friends. She likes to text and get together with them and do things. And she's got school activities, school work. She's got sports and other clubs. So when you're at home, sometimes all you want to do as a kid is take a little nap, watch some videos, and then if we're all there, well, probably just want to collapse and watch a movie, right? When I'm at home, I like everything picked up nice, neat, so I don't like a mountain of dishes. If there's a bunch of dishes to do, I'm probably doing them. Want the food put away. So yeah, when you're at home, it's not conducive to conversation. You gotta leave, go out and get the coffee. And so, again, like my son, did the same thing with my daughter. This whole process then repeated with her, and it's been just as good, just as helpful. She's learned how to make her own to-do lists and journaling and keeping track and getting things done. And we look forward to these times together, and it's really nice. We have these great long talks, and it isn't as often as we like, because we're both busy, right? She's 22, I've got a full-time job, she's working, she's schooling, she's got a boyfriend, she's got friends, she's got a big time life, and you don't have time to get together every couple of days or even every week. It's like many weeks apart, and that's the beauty of the list. She writes these things down. Of course, they both joke about this, the list. I still keep that. Maybe someday we'll look back at their 16-year-old notes and see where they're at. But it's the running list. And then sometimes, they come in, especially if we have a short time between talks. They probably didn't get a lot done on their list. These things that they have might have been a little bit ambitious. And that's part of listening, is determining, well, what's a little bit ambitious, right? X amount of dollars, that's a lot more than you've normally made. Well, that's pretty ambitious. Taking a big trip a lot longer than you've ever done before, that's pretty ambitious. Buying something big, making a big decision, right? All these things are ambitious, but you put them on the list along with your other things. It doesn't take that long to write things down on a piece of paper. The holding of that list doesn't take up a lot of room in my planner book. It's like one of my favorite parts of my planner book. And sometimes I go and look at those lists, but not really. I mean, the lists are really theirs. I'm just the conduit for the listening. And sometimes, from the listening, they'll say, well, I don't really have anything to put on the list this time, Dad? And I'll say, well, you just told me about X, Y, and Z. It seems like you would put something related to that on your list, right? Because I've had this long experience with listing all these years, time management study, and I've got the long experience of being their dad and knowing them, and they're not quite understanding the totality of the list making experience. And so, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess that does belong on the list. And then it's on that list that I keep, and then they'll probably put it into their own list. And it'll at least be in their mind that, I think I need to do that, and probably figure out a way to do so. So I would give that idea of coffee with your kids some serious idea. Probably as soon as it seems right for you, when their maturity level is such that they can understand lists. Probably not 10, maybe 12. Certainly by 7th or 8th grade and high school, it would be very beneficial. College would be very beneficial. And then, usually when they're in college, you might not see them every month. There might be longer periods between, and that happened with me. Yeah, there'd be sometimes there'd just be tremendously long periods. It's not like every month. It might be months before we have a chance to do this. But again, that's the beauty of the listing with the pen and the paper and holding that list, that you can keep track of the things you want to keep track of. And then it's helping me because I'm getting to know them better and better and better, right? And we use this coffee and time as I can try to explain my point of view a little bit. I can try to explain why I am the way I am, and I can try to explain some of the big mistakes that I've made or I've witnessed people make, and maybe they don't have to make them. So give that idea some thought, all for now.